Welcome to Pastor Andrew's Inspirations. If you enjoy these videos, please click on the red subscribe button below and the bell for more. Welcome to our online church, a congregation made up of many from around the world. No offering is necessary. Subscribing and watching videos will keep us alive under God's watchful eyes. Today we will be learning about the ancient city of Jerusalem. This is part 2. Jerusalem is a great city in Western Asia. In 587 to 586 BCE, Nebuchadnezzar II of the Neo-Babylonian Empire captured Jerusalem. After a lengthy siege, and then methodically destroyed the city, including Solomon's temple. The kingdom of Judah was obliterated and many were exiled to Babylon. These events marked the end of the First Temple period. This period, when Canaan formed part of the Egyptian Empire, matches the biblical accounts to Joshua's invasion. But almost all scholars agree that the book of Joshua holds very little historical value for early Israel. In the Bible, Jerusalem is well defined as lying with territory allotted to the tribe of Benjamin. However, it was still inhabited by Jebusites. David is said to have captured these in the siege of Jebus and transferred his capital from Hebron to Jerusalem, which became the capital of a united kingdom of Israel and one of its respective religious centers. The choice was perhaps stated by the fact that Jerusalem did not form part of Israel's tribal system and was thus suited to serve as the center of his alliance. A large stone structure and the nearby stepstone structure might be identified with King David's palace, or it might even date to a later period. No one is sure. According to the Bible, King David reigned for 40 years and was followed by his son Solomon. Solomon built the Holy Temple on Mount Moriah. Solomon's temple, later known as the First Temple, played a pivotal role in Jewish religion. As the storehouse of the Ark of the Covenant, on Solomon's death, 10 of the northern tribes of Israel broke with the united monarchy to form their own nation, with its kings, prophets, priests, and traditions relating to religion, capitals, and temples in northern Israel. The southern tribes, together with the Aaronid priesthood, remained in Jerusalem, with the city becoming the capital of the kingdom of Judah. In 538 BCE, the Persian king Cyrus the Great invited the Jews of Babylon to return to Judah to rebuild the temple. Construction of the Second Temple was completed in 516 BCE during the reign of Darius the Great, 70 years after the demolition of the First Temple. Sometime soon after, 485 BCE, Jerusalem was overwhelmed, captured, and largely demolished by the coalition of neighboring states. In about 445 BCE, King Artaxerxes I of Persia issued a decree allowing the city, including its walls, to be rebuilt. Jerusalem resumed its role as capital of Judah and center of Jewish worship. Many Jewish tombs from the Second Temple period have been unearthed in Jerusalem. One exposed north of the Old City contains human remains in a 1st century CE ossuary decorated with the Aramaic inscription, Simon the Temple Builder. The tomb of Abba, also located north of the Old City, bears an Aramaic inscription with Paleo-Hebrew letters reading, I, Abba, son of the priest Eleazar, son of Aaron, the high priest, Abba, the oppressed and the persecuted, who was born in Jerusalem and went into exile into Babylonia, and brought back to Jerusalem Mattithiah, son of Judah, and buried him in a cave which I bought by deed. The tomb of Bani, or Bani Hazar, located in Kidron Valley, is decorated by monumental Doric columns and Hebrew inscriptions, identifying it as the burial site of Second Temple priests. The tombs of Sanhedrin, an underground complex of 63 rock-cut tombs, is located in a public park in northern Jerusalem, neighborhood of Sanhedria. These tombs, probably reserved for members of the Sanhedrin and inscribed by ancient Hebrew and Aramaic writings, are dated to between 100 BCE and 100 CE. When Alexander the Great captured the Persian Empire, Jerusalem and Judea came under Macedonian control, eventually falling to the Ptolemaic dynasty under Ptolemy I. In 198 BCE, Ptolemy V. Epiphanes lost Jerusalem and Judea to the Seleucids under Antiochus III. The Seleucids tried to recast Jerusalem as a Hellenized city-state. This came to a head in 168 BCE, when a Maccabean revolt of Mattathias and his 5 sons against Antiochus IV Epiphanes. This led to the establishment of the Hasmonean kingdom in 152 BCE. Jerusalem became its capital. In 63 BCE, Pompey the Great intervened in a struggle for the Hasmonean throne. Pompey seized Jerusalem, spreading the control of the Roman Republic over Judea, following a short invasion by Parthians, backing the rival Hasmonean rulers. Judea became a scene of struggle between pro-Roman and pro-Parthian forces, eventually leading to the emergence of an Edomite named Herod. As Rome became stronger, it inaugurated Herod as a client king of the Jews. Herod the Great, as he was known, dedicated himself to evolving and beautifying the city. He built walls, towers, and palaces, expanded the Temple Mount, buttressing the courtyard with blocks of stone weighing up to 100 tons. Under Herod, the area of the Temple Mount doubled in size. Shortly after Herod's death, 6 CE, Judea came under direct Roman rule as the Judea province. Although the Herodian dynasty through Agrippa II remained intact, client kings of neighboring territories until 96 CE. Roman rule over Jerusalem and Judea was challenged in the First Jewish-Roman War, 66 to 73 CE. The Romans won the victory. Early on, the city was shattered by a brutal civil war between several Jewish factions fighting for control of the city. In 70 CE, the Romans destroyed Jerusalem and the Second Temple. The contemporary Jewish historian Josephus wrote that the city was so thoroughly razed to the ground by those that demolished it to its foundations that nothing was left that could ever persuade visitors that it had once been a place of habitation. Of the 600,000 Tacitus, or 1 million Josephus Jewish of Jerusalem, all of them either died of starvation, were slaughtered, or were sold into slavery. Roman rule was again challenged during the Bar Kokhba revolt in 132 CE. It was blocked by the Romans in 135 CE. More recent research indicates that the Romans had founded Aelia Capitolina before the outbreak of the revolt. they found no evidence for Bar Kokhba ever managing to hold the city. This was the ancient city of Jerusalem, Part 2. Please stay tuned for Part 3. Adonai Nisi, the Lord is our banner. Remember, if you like these videos, please click on the red subscribe button below and the bell for notifications. God's blessings be upon this message and us all.